This is the story that Brent Hosier first heard about the Soulmasters, one of the most successful regional bands to come out of Southside. It was 1965, and a couple of musicians wanted to start a soul group. Soul, as in rhythm and blues meets gospel. Hosier takes it from here.
They couldn't find a white singer that could emulate the sound. So what do? They literally got the phone book open, and, they knew where the black part of town was, and if so-and-so lived on such and such street, the odds are great that that's a black person. They would go, "Excuse me, I'm trying to start a band, and do you know anybody that sings?"
And some 40 years later, founding member Wayne Womble says yes, that's the way the story goes. They did actually find the sound they were looking for, not in the phone book, but by merging with black singers Jerry Wilson and John Irby of another band of the day, The New Breed. Womble remembers John Irby the night of the band's first gig at the Hotel Danville.
He wouldn't come out on stage, and we had to stop the song and go out and get him after the intro. And we told him people were out there waiting for him to come out, and he said he couldn't do it because he had never sung in front of white people before. We started laughing, and we talked to him a while, and finally got him to come on stage, and he was just really nervous. And when him and Jerry came out on the stage, the crowd went wild and just was applauding, and it really went over big. And that was a big event in their lives and also mine.
You see, John Irby was a country boy. He never got past the 9th grade in school. He'd never known any white people either. And he was a little nervous considering how the initial practices with bandmates in Eden, North Carolina had gone.
One night we were supposed to practice. They called and said, "Don't bring Jerry and John and Jerry out there because the band might be at my house." So we didn't go. That's how the band got started in Danville. So we just moved the band to Danville because most of the guys was from Danville.
The story of racial tension isn't unfamiliar to another band of that time and place, Gene and the Team Beats out of Martinsville. Here's band leader Gene Rumley.
Color didn't make any difference to me because we played soul music. We needed that black influence, the singer, the soul in there. We just overcame those obstacles, but we did have problems where some of the bands couldn't practice, or we had to clan, or we had calls. Some of the people didn't understand me. My own father sometimes would say, "What are you doing? You're gonna get yourself killed in one of those clubs one night." But I guess we were just young and innocent and loved to play, and that's what we were doing. So that didn't make any difference to us.
Here I stand, my heart in my hand.
Around the same time, that other band became known as the Sensational Soulmasters, featuring John and Jerry. They recorded 2 singles and grew into a 12-piece band with a 5-piece funky brass section. They played the fraternity circuit and performed at places like the Danville Y, the Coke Plant, the 360 Drive-In, and the Fairgrounds.
Since you left, I don't know what to do.
Wayne Womble says when it came to the music, the musicians, along with their audience, were colorblind.
I think bringing the Soulmasters together brought the black and white kids to the dances, and in fact, the Soulmasters, we played at a lot of just all black dances, and that was unusual, but we were treated like kings. We went in there, everybody just because we were musicians, and they were just treating us the best of everything. And we played a lot of black audiences, and also, like I said, the black and the white crowd came to the dances, and I think that kind of got it all started around here.
The Soulmasters were such a success, they found gigs backing up nearly every R&B beach artist that appeared anywhere in the region. Opportunities knocked, but as John Irby explains, the band had to say no, and Irby still regrets it today.
We had our booking to the Apollo Theater, too, in New York City, but the white guys was in school, most of them was in school, and they had never been to no Harlem, New York. We had to turn that gig down, and they said they knew we would have won the amateur night to get a signed contract to cut a record at any studio there was. They said, "I knew y'all would have won, y'all had came, but we didn't go because those white guys was in school, and plus they was kind of scared too, I guess."
During the band's last years, with so many of the guys either going to college or to Vietnam, the band struggled with constant personnel changes. Eventually, the Soulmasters were nearly unrecognizable. They changed their name to Melva Hess. Use your imagination with that one. And then it was over. It was 1970, and the Soulmasters wouldn't survive to see the new decade. While several members went off to college or pursued other careers in music, lead singer John Irby stayed home for a lifetime of factory work. Connie Stevens, WVTF News.
But